you doing? Oh, you look lovely, all of you, I think. Can we have a little more light? There's more than enough on me. You like my shoes? Aren't they cute? Very smart. Well, you know, I tried on a pair of high heels for the first time in 3 years today. I quickly did the math. I said 70-year-old man, 4-inch heels equals hospital. I'm just not going there, I'm sorry. So here we are, gathered together in the spirit of Christianity, I'm sure. Such a wholesome crowd. You know, it's really nice to come on stage for the first time, and I can't tell you how long, and not be the oldest person in the room. It doesn't happen often. And I'm not pointing anyone out, okay? I'm just saying. But we are glad you're here, and we have a fun show, we think, for you this evening. We're going to take some trips down memory lane from the perspective of my 3 associates and myself. And so I was going to start the evening, so I'm going to come over here. I have a little sinusitis going on, and so my voice gets kind of froggy. So I'm drinking water. It's just water. I don't usually drink water because you know what fish do in that. That'll put hair on your chest. Just what I need, another place to shave. Let me get my visual aids out, because right now you all sort of look like a keen painting. Oh my God, there's more of you than I thought. I couldn't really see that far. Well, my journey as Michael Lee. Oh, gee. In Dallas, when I came here, I had never done really any kind of drag at all. And I don't really recall what it was. It wasn't Halloween, but it was some event when somebody had the bright idea that they should dress me up as a woman. And so I put this costume on, and we went somewhere, I don't know, and they said, well, go do a number. And I said, what do you mean do a number? And he said, well, just ask the DJ to play something and do it. So we did that, and somebody gave me about $15, and said, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I could do this. I could do this often. And then the early 80s came, and we know what that meant. And all of a sudden, drag, as far as I was concerned, took on a whole different meaning. Drag shows back then were pretty much every poster said AIDS benefit. You could just sort of switch out the name of the location, but it was weekly and nightly. That was the call. But I found my calling there. It was the only kind of drag that I was really comfortable. I enjoy making people laugh. I've never really taken it seriously. I mean, some people do, and I respect that. Some are very talented and very beautiful. I always just saw myself as a man in a dress, and that's funny. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is, as far as I'm concerned. But you know, if I could raise money for charity and for a good cause, then I didn't mind being a man in a dress. It was especially more fun when I could see and I only had one chin. Now, you know, and I want, where's Miss Kay? Because, you know, I really did come out of mothballs. I had to actually call a queen that I gave all this shit to about 2 years ago and said, I need to borrow something back for one night. But this is definitely it. So take it in now, take pictures, whatever you want to do, because you will never see this again. I promise you. There comes a time when you look in that mirror and it says, oh girl, stop. That was tonight. That was it. So, I figure I'm going out while I can still stand up. That's a pretty good sign, even in my house shoes. But for many years, that was all the drag that we did. There were other forms of drag entertainment in this city. This city's been preeminent for various kinds of drag, probably from the early days on. One of the most famous cities for drag of all kinds, including beauty drag, pageant drag, live entertainment, impressionist, every kind of drag you could imagine, and charity drag, as we called it. We did, I don't know, George, how many shows did we do for MCC to try and raise money to get into that lovely pink building? Does everybody remember the pink building? Oh, we even did shows over there too. It was not easy, it really wasn't, but you know, it needed to be done, and so folks like the ones that you have here tonight talking to you, those are the people who did it. And without question, all you needed to do was make a phone call. You know, we didn't have smartphones then, and we couldn't just text each other and say, I'll see you in 5 minutes. We actually picked up a phone, dialed it. At least it wasn't this one. You know? I had one of those, but I wasn't doing drag yet, okay? And we would say, you know, we need to raise some money. Somebody needs to pay their rent, or somebody needs money for their hospital bills, or, you know, sometimes even for, you know, for last services and for burial. So we did whatever we needed to do in those days. But I wouldn't have traded those days, because among all of the pain and the suffering that went with, you know, the onset of the really huge impact of the AIDS and HIV crisis, there were a lot of fun times and a lot of laughs. We worked for 7 years to put John Thomas in drag, and finally managed to do it one night at the Roundup. We didn't even know it was going to happen. But, you know, those were little milestones that we thought were fun. And because of it, those of us who did it and those of us who are here tonight, it's really funny that we have never all four appeared on the same stage in the same show over all these years. We've all worked together many, many times, but we've never all four been together. But we do have that in common, and that is part of our innate union, that we went through that together, came out the other side, and blessed to be still here. You know, now it's time to do something else. You know, I will not ever stop doing things, you know, when things need to be done, but not like this. No. I just prefer, you know, nice pair of jeans and Western shirt would be just fine for me. You know, I don't even wear cowboy boots or anything. I don't wear heels at all anymore. My feet just kill me. That's what happens when you get old. You'll see. Yeah. And the memory's not the first thing to go. Well, that took a while. It was the second for me. But you know, now that it's gone, I really don't miss it. You gotta take a bath, you gotta comb your hair, you know, and now at my age, you know, first thing I think of if I have a date, oh, what did I eat today? Should I not go out at all? Oh, you had broccoli, you can't have a date. You didn't think about those things when you were in your 20s and your 30s, but we do now. So, it changes for all of us. You know, things don't work quite the way they did, you know, every few days or a week or so, there's a new twinge or a new ache or a new pain, but it's been pretty remarkable, and I'll take all of that for still having been here and seen the incredible growth in our community. from when I moved here in 1980. How far we have come, and especially the part of how close the men and women have been together in this city. The women were the caregivers and the caretakers when times were really, really tough. And it made us closer and stronger, but you know, you don't see that in many other cities, including really large cities with large LGBT communities. But it's unique to Dallas, and we're very proud of that relationship. So that's part of the journey that I've had. What lies ahead, I don't know. Whatever it is, I will be doing it in sensible shoes. So, oh, I guess that does include Gay Pride. I still am involved with that, and hopefully we will see you all in September at our new location at Rivershawn Park for our festival. And one of our dear, dear friends who recently has joined the OUT community is coming back to perform for us. Mr. Ty Herndon will be our guest performer at Pride in Rivershawn Park. So to finish my little segment before we get into the next part of it, I would just like to do a couple little ditties that I may or may not be most remembered for. So Mr. DJ, if you would, please. Remember this? Hi there, boys, I'm back in town. I'm here to let you know I've come to fool around. A little this, a little that. Now I can do it standing up or flat on my back. I'm not shy, I don't waste time. When I see it, if I like it, then I've made up my mind. I'm just a part-time woman looking for a good time man. Oh, don't you look fine? Would you like to have a good time? Well, after the show, we could go to my house, and you could spend the night in a nice warm mouth. We could play carnival, that would be great. You sit on my face, and I'll guess your weight. Oh, I know that I'm a part-time woman. I love it whenever I can. I'll take a blonde, and then a brunette, and then a redhead. Oh, what the hell, I'll take what I can get. Well, I love what I'm doing, and I do it whenever I can. So, step right up and make a date. If there's a line, don't worry, honey, just take a number and wait. I love to do it, and I do it when I can. Now, I'm not partial to night or day, and I'm not prejudiced in any way. Do I like sports? Well, what do you mean? Ask any California football team. So step right up, but don't forget. Now what you see is not what you get. I know that I'm a part-time woman, but be careful, this part-time woman could turn out to be your full-time man. All right, Mr. DJ, let me get a drink of water here before we delve into this second song. Oh, that is so good. All right, and now a little tribute to one of my favorite country artists, Miss Loretta Lynn. Oh, I was born a streetwalker's daughter. in the Blue Jay Motel in Atlanta, Georgia. We was poor, but we had love. That's the one thing Mama made sure of. She sold her ass for $1.25. Well, Mama worked all night at the Pussycat Lounge, and she danced on the bar in the Frederick's negligee. I remember how she cried the night her donkey died, 'cause she was out of work and had no pay. When I was just 16, I ran away. I rolled a drunk, caught a bus one day. You know, they said that life was good way out there in Hollywood, so I decided that was where I'd stay. Well, I didn't want to sell my heart to men. No life like Mama for me, no, not in. You know, the one thing I couldn't stand was a grabbing, pawing man. So that's when I became a lesbian. Well, I worked real hard and everything was fine. Now instead of chugging beer, I'm sipping wine. Well, I was living on my own, but I longed to go back home. So I went back to Georgia one more time. Well, I may have been a streetwalker's daughter, but I sure learned the lessons that I oughter. You know, the Pussycat Lounge is fine, 'cause the whole darn place is mine. And now I'm charging $150. Thank you very much. Thank you.